What's going on there, Giorgio? You ready for part 6? Not so much? I don't know. What do you say? Let's go with part 6 here. We're almost done. You ready? Let's do it. Hey there, Vial community. My name's Tom. You're watching Rant District, and this is part 6 of 7. We're almost there. Part 6 of 7, where I review records that I picked up that are released in 2015, that are new releases, new music, not reissues. I've got 8 albums to show that I picked up that were released in September and October of 2015. I've asked Giorgio to do this video because I'm a little headachy and the rain's getting to me, but he's having none of it, so I'm going to drive on with it. The first record I'm going to show is an Irish band called The Winter Passing. Okay, it came out on September 15th on 6131 Records. It's indie rock. It's got some heavy guitars to it. So got a heavy-duty inner sleeve, lyrics on one side, and some credits and photo of the band on the other. Again, it's an Irish brother and sister, female lead vocals with the brother chiming in on vocals too. It's kind of described by, I've read in some spaces where people have called it emo. I don't get that. I mean, the male vocal part is kind of like a little snot rock, a little whiny, so maybe, but nothing I would call into emo. Just heavy guitars. Oh, it's on gold vinyl. Here's a close-up look at the label. It's her debut LP. I liked it a lot. It's got a very 90s vibe to it, but the heavy guitars are a lot of fun, and it's a good record. I enjoy it. Record number 2 out of 8. This came out on October 2nd. The band is called Shopping, and the album title is called Why Choose. That's the front. Here's the back. It's on Fat Cat Records. It's on clear vinyl. I'm not crazy about the album jacket, because the album jacket's really just kind of a paper foldy thing. I mean, it's weird because it comes with a nice inner sleeve that's poly-lined. Here's a look at the label. And again, that's clear vinyl. So it's like they went to the trouble of doing like a really good inner sleeve, but the outer sleeve, kind of folds open. Got lyrics, liner notes. Here's what it looks like here. I don't think there's anything more. Oh, I guess. Oh, what do you know? All right, so it's a poster on the inside, but you gotta have like a record. You gotta have a sleeve, an outer sleeve, so it folds back up somehow. Uh-oh, this might not be good. It's post-punk. I would definitely call it post-punk. It's bass, guitar, drums, 3-piece band out of the UK, out of London, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a fun record. It's got a very like B-52s kind of vibe to it. The female singer does a lot of the vocals. She kind of sounds like Cindy Wilson. Lead singer has a bit of a Fred Schneider vibe to him, so it's kind of neat. But it's definitely not a B-52s record, but it's got a little bit of that sound. And other than that, I enjoy the record. I wish I could figure out how to fold this thing back up properly. I think I got it. Yes, success. Album number 3 is the third LP from Protamatar, called The Agent Intellect. This is on Hardly Art Records. This came out on October 9th. It's on a green marbled vinyl. Let's see. Comes with a poly inner sleeve with the green vinyl. Strong post-punk, very fast, furious guitars. It's got, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Came with a screen book. Your Lucky Numbers, Mighty, Dump Heap Artists. I don't know what that's all about, but it's got the lyrics for all the songs in here. Got a very kind of a DIY feel to it, which is kind of neat. It's got bits of, it's post-punk, classic post-punk to me. It's got like fury, it's got a sense of adventure to it. And sometimes post-punk can feel kind of like apocalyptic, but this has a bit of hope to it as well. I dig it a lot. This was something that Chuckles McGee had shown. Check out his channel. I haven't mentioned that 1, 2, or 3 times, but I enjoyed this record a lot. Record number 4 is the Mantles. It's called All Odds And. That's the front side. And this is on Slumberland Records. I think they're out of Oakland. That's the back side. This came out on October 16th. It's got an insert, some lyrics on the one side, and credits on the other. The vinyl is considered to be like beer colored with a green splash. I guess, if you're going to call it like beer colored, this kind of looks like vomit, but it's still kind of stylish. It's male vocals, indie rock, garagey, psyche. I enjoyed it. It's kind of almost got like a sort of a British sort of mod feel to it. It's good stuff. Dogs are getting bored. I better speed this up. It's a good album. Part of it's are kind of mellow and melancholy. It's kind of like a rainy day, gray day kind of record. Maybe not an everyday record, but I dug it. Giorgio. Okay, we got Timmys Organism is the name of the band, and Heartless Heathen is the name of the album. Here's a look at the back cover. This came out on October 30th on Third Man Records. This is the first record out of 3 I'm going to show in a row that came out on Third Man Records on October 30th. It's a rock record. It's Timmy Vulgar's. It's kind of a weird cover. It's Timmy Vulgar's experimental band. They're out of Detroit. It's kind of a heavy inner sleeve. Got lyrics on the back. It's like it's rock. It's like rock. It's like metal. It's fast. It's loud. It's a good record. It's I guess you'd probably call it garage rock, but it's like a harder garage rock. It's on regular black vinyl. Here's a look at the label, and it's good stuff. The second record from Third Man Records that I picked up that came out on October 30th. Sorry, my dog's all over the place. I got 2 boxers. And they're either sleeping or they're going bonkers. I got one little mutt too. This record is by the band Video. It's called The Entertainers. It's got a little fake kind of obi on it, I guess you call it. Maybe a phobie. Backside's kind of blankish. Again, Third Man Records comes with not an inner sleeve. This is an insert. Got lyrics on both sides. It's labeled as post-punk, but it's not as much bass as I would normally associate with post-punk. It's black vinyl. Here's a look at the label. And this is harder than Timmy's Organism. Timmy's Organism, I guess, it's a little bit trippy, a little bit psyche, and this is more like hard rock. post-punk, maybe, I don't know. It's good stuff either way. This third album that was released by Third Man Records, Booby Alert. The band is called Wolf Eyes. It's a painting. It's art, dudes and gals. It's art. Here's the backside. Backside. See what I did there? But it's not. But it's the rear. There we go again. Here's the rear of the outer sleeve. It's Wolf Eyes is a band that puts out a bazillion records. And by records, I should say a bazillion releases. They have a lot of CDRs. It's electronic, it's experimental, it's ambient. A lot of it is ambient. There are vocals in there too. Kind of ominous, kind of eerie. At times, it's kind of sleepy. This is the first record out of the batch that I'm showing today, where I'd go, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a keeper. It's not bad. I'm just not sure. So it might be a keeper, but I think I'm going to really have to be in a mood. Ambient, I don't have a whole lot of ambient, like on one hand, probably count the amount of ambient records that I have. Ambient just doesn't grab me necessarily. It becomes kind of background music, and when I'm putting vinyl on, you kind of like, when you put a vinyl on, you're kind of engaged in it. And if it's weird to put like a vinyl on of like something you're not, ambient is not something you really engage with. Isn't that the definition of ambient? It's just kind of in the background. Let's see, it's a one-sided insert with some lyrics on it. The vocals that are in there are really kind of in the background. It's I have a spacey opening, and then it gets a little bit more rock, and then more spacey, and kind of all over the place. Ominous in times, eerie in times. It's on black vinyl. Here's a look at the label. So this one's questionable. And the last one I'm going to show is Greeno had actually shown this recently. I ordered this as a pre-release. It's from Word War Records. This is the band, I guess this time is called Black Death Resurrected. It originally was Black Death. I think they were like acknowledged as the first black metal band. First metal band that's black, I should put it that way. It's not black metal. It's kind of traditional, cheesy, heavy metal. And the vocals, like the guys, you can tell the lead singer's getting kind of old because the vocals are kind of cheesy. But look at that. That's, you gotta have that. That's awesome. The rest of Return to the Iron Messiah, anyway, is the name of the album. I dig this. It's a fun record. It was released on Word War. That's WYRD space WAR. Word War. I think they're downstate Oregon, maybe like somewhere around Salem or Eugene. I don't know. They had released a Halloween record in 2014, I believe, that I really dug. There was a compilation of different things. Dennis Dredd is an artist and musician who I believe is Word War, and it's just kind of cool that he put this out. I mean, now the original Black Death record that came out in 77, 78, 79, 80, I don't know when. I've checked the price on it a couple of times on Discogs. If it's ever for sale, it's crazy expensive, like hundreds of dollars. Although Greeno, has a copy. Yeah, I'm sure he was way ahead of the game. But it's a lot of fun. It's got the lyrics here, and it's got this is the inner sleeve, but lyrics on one side, great 70s pictures on the other. It's on black vinyl. Here's a look at the label. I like this record. I dig it. So there you go. 8 records came out in September and October of 2015. The 7 of them came out in October. And of the 8, 7 are keepers. 1 is questionable, probably actually a keeper. But not just certain yet. So, all right, so we got one more video to go in this series that'll cover November and December, I guess, and we're done. Thank you for sticking with it and watching, and see you shortly. Bye. Just a quick note on this Wolf Eyes vinyl. There is a bit of a defect on side 1, track 1. If you look at the bump protruding right there, that's pretty significant. It doesn't cause a skip, but it does cause a little pop, I guess, or what, something. Causes a noise every time the needle passes over it. And so if you're looking for a well-pressed record at a plant where they have actually QA, quality assurance people, that look at each record like you always see on the videos of record pressing plants, then you might want to avoid records from one particular pressing plant. Let's see, what plant might that be? I have no idea who that might be. Oh, United Record Pressing, Nashville, Tennessee. Shocker. All right, so here we are a few days later. The replacement from Amazon for the Wolf Eyes album showed up, and it's got a lot of little tiny dimples in it, and there's this one spot here. If you look to the left of where this light blob is on the record, you can see this indentation. I'm moving it around a little bit so you can see a little bit better. See, it's in the middle of the blob now. It looks like, man, it looks like there's like a piece of hair or dust embedded in the vinyl. That's the worst imperfection on this replacement copy. There's little tiny divots here and there, and this is a Universal. What the hell is it? Universal, United Record Pressing. I'm sorry, in Nashville, Tennessee. Man, I gotta believe that they just don't do any QA whatsoever if it's not a Jack White pressing. Man, look at that thing right by the light blob. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to keep this record, but man, if I'm questionable on an album, and I know it's coming from is being pressed at United Record Pressing in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm skipping it. I'm not getting it. Either that, or I'm buying it in a store and I'm opening it before I pay, so that I can make sure it's in good shape. That's absurd. And that's, unfortunately, I feel like that's where we're going with this, some large-scale pressing plants. The care isn't there like it used to be in the past. This makes me want to just, man, I'm going to shut up now. But United Record Pressing in Nashville, Tennessee, you guys should be ashamed.